Here's your First Warned Weather forecast first, sponsored by Anderson Collision Center. Visit driveanderson.com.
Well, it was a beautiful way to end the month of February. Temperatures with the sunshine made it into the mid and upper 40s, up to 49 degrees today in Rockford. Those numbers slowly dropping back as we've added in a little more cloud cover. 46 right now in Rockford, Rochelle, Freeport, Belvidere, DeKalb. 49 right now down in Dixon. We've got the cloud cover out there this evening. We are going to stay dry. However, we see some lighter rainfall beginning to move in from the west. Still pretty dry out there, so it'll take a little time before we actually see that reach the ground here. So we've got a dry evening. However, showers will increase as we get closer to midnight tonight. Some light rain may mix in with a little wintry weather, especially near and north of the state line. That's out of here by the time we get into tomorrow morning. Our temperatures will slowly trend in the downward direction. We'll see those numbers drop back into the low to mid 30s here underneath a mostly cloudy sky. As we welcome in the beginning of March, looks like we'll see a mostly clear afternoon. Temperatures back into the 50s. Let you know how long that'll stick around coming up here in the First Warned forecast a little later.
Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
After 58 years of operation, the Belvidere Assembly Plant goes idle. We have reaction to today's closure.
Police arrest a man in connection to a shooting inside a state line bar. We'll tell you what we know about the suspect and how the victims are doing.
And Illinois is among a dozen states suing the FDA over abortion pills. The lawsuit says access to the drugs is too strict. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson.
Today marks the final day on the job for more than 1,300 workers in Belvidere.
Stellantis announced back in December it would idle the Belvidere Assembly Plant. The decision also impacts area companies that do business with Stellantis. Hundreds of those workers have also been laid off. The job losses come on the same day Stellantis announced it's spending $155 million to produce electric vehicle drive motors at 3 plants in Indiana. The United Auto Workers released a letter about the closure of the Belvidere plant. Part of that letter said, UAW Local 1268 members at Belvidere have proudly built vehicles for Chrysler, then FCA, and now Stellantis since 1965. They've delivered quality and productivity for the corporation for generations. Stellantis' ill-advised decision will have negative repercussions throughout the region and supplier network. It will disrupt lives, uproot families, and leave communities struggling to find economic drivers to pay for schools, roads, and other services. For the full letter, check out this story at mystateline.com. The closing of the Stellantis plants also affecting other companies that supplied parts for Stellantis.
Many of those employees from those companies had their last day Friday. Our Nicole Delgado spoke to a former employee of one of those companies. Nicole?
That's right, Eric and Mimi. I'm told this has been a domino effect for state line companies. Belvidere local Liza Wolf tells me this hits home for her, specifically because her family originally came to Belvidere for her father to work at the Stellantis plant.
You know, we didn't want to leave our job. We all wanted to retire there. We were happy there.
Liza Wolf is a former employee of Yangfang, who was one of many suppliers for the Stellantis plant. Liza's family came to Belvidere because of the opportunity the Stellantis plant had for her father. Due to Stellantis going idle, many other companies are closing, like Yangfang.
We were always in the hopes of learning of which car we would build next. You know, we kind of knew our car was going away, and it was not going to be built in Belvidere anymore.
Liza tells me workers were hopeful that they would keep working and get a new car to build.
So we thought, well, we need a car to build in order to stay open. And we waited, and we waited, and we waited. And then we were never given anything. So that was really hard, the waiting for months, to be able to know what we were going to build and that we were still going to prosper and be there.
Friday was Liza and her co-workers' last day. She says they have become like family and it's not easy to let go.
All of us, we said goodbye all day long. It was emotional and it was sad.
Liza says there is speculation of more information in the fall, but says they can't wait that long.
But fall's a long time away. And in the meantime, people will need jobs. And they will need insurance. And can we hold on that long? Even if they announce something in the fall, that doesn't mean they're going to open the doors the next day.
Liza and her family have no plans as of right now. Mimi?
All right, thanks, Nicole. Police arrest the man they say was behind a Machesney Park bar shooting over the weekend. 31-year-old Jimmy Lee Rogers was arrested and charged with attempted murder, aggravated battery, and unlawful use of a weapon by a felon. Rogers was also on parole in Illinois. Early Sunday morning, police were called to Onyx Bar and Grill near 173 and 251 for reports of multiple shooting victims. Investigators say Rogers got into an altercation with someone inside the bar and was kicked out by security. He later returned and fired shots at the person he'd gotten into an argument with. 4 people were hit. All were taken to the hospital. 1 victim has since been released. 3 are still being treated. According to police, they're all in stable condition. Rogers is being held in the Winnebago County Jail without bond.
The bribery trial of the so-called ComEd 4 has been delayed again. That trial was originally set to start back in September. For longtime Michael Madigan confidant Michael McLean, ex-ComEd CEO Ann Pramajor, former ComEd lobbyist John Hooker, and ex-City Club President Jay Doherty. It was moved to March 6th and has now been delayed until March 14th. The 4 defendants are accused of funneling jobs, contracts, and money to Madigan's allies and associates in order to influence the former speaker. All 4 pleaded not guilty.
12 attorneys general file a lawsuit against the FDA. They're accusing them of placing harsher restrictions on an abortion drug. Illinois is one of the states involved in that suit. The state wants a court to find the restrictions on the drug mifepristone unlawful and to prohibit the FDA from putting restrictions on the drug. Mifepristone is one of 2 drugs used to induce a medicated abortion. The FDA approved the use of the drug over 23 years ago. It falls under the agency's REMS restriction. Medications that the FDA views as having serious safety concerns are put into that category. Despite that, the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists say mifepristone is safe and effective. Illinois' Right to Life, an anti-abortion group, doesn't support the use of it.
Illinois is interested in expanding the abortion industry as much as they possibly can. That's why we've seen so many abortion clinics open in the state over the last few years, because they are looking to make up for where they are losing in their bottom line in other states that abortion is now illegal.
The lawsuit comes as a federal judge in Texas is set to decide a case brought by an anti-abortion group. They want the FDA to reverse that decision and take it off the market entirely. More than half of abortions in the U.S. happen with that drug.
Eyewitness News is your local election headquarters. The consolidated election is just over a month away. Today is the 2023 consolidated primary, and there are only 2 races across the state line. Voters registered in Belvidere's 2nd Ward will choose between Daniel Snow and Ronald Chilson for city council. Both are Republicans. There are no Democrats running for the job. And in Freeport, voters in the 3rd Ward will have 2 Democrats on their ballot, also for city council, Kathleen Wilkin and Rachel Simmons. Early voting for the April 4th consolidated election is underway. If you live in Rockford, you'll head over to the Board of Elections office on 6th Street. If you're outside of Rockford, you'll cast your ballot at the Winnebago County Administration Building on Elm Street. If you're in a different county, head over to your county clerk's office. It's also Election Day in the race for Chicago mayor. The incumbent, Lori Lightfoot's trying to fend off 8 other candidates. To be elected, a candidate needs 50% plus 1 vote. No candidate is expected to reach that threshold. They're focused on finishing in the top 2 and heading to a runoff April 4th. U.S. Supreme Court justices listened to both sides in the fight over President Joe Biden's federal student loan forgiveness plan.
And while oral arguments went on, people rallied outside the court. Washington correspondent Basil John reports on the student debt showdown.
Tuesday, Supreme Court justices listened to arguments on 2 challenges to the president's plan to forgive a portion of student loans.
We're talking about $500 billion and 43 million Americans.
Chief Justice John Roberts questioned whether the president has the authority to approve a plan with such a high cost.
If you're going to give up that much amount of money, if you're going to affect the obligations of that many Americans on a subject that's of great controversy, they would think that's something for Congress to act on.
The Biden administration says 26 million people have applied and 16 million were approved to have up to $20,000 in federal student loan forgiveness. Nebraska Solicitor General James Campbell argued the plan is unfair.
Is it fair for someone that paid off their debt to not have the opportunity to have similar relief?
But while arguing on behalf of the Biden administration, U.S. Solicitor General Elizabeth Prelogar said the program doesn't need to benefit everyone.
With any benefits program, there are going to be others outside the context of that particular program who aren't getting the benefit.
Despite the conservative majority in the Supreme Court, the president said Monday he still expects a favorable ruling.
I'm confident the legal authority to carry out that plan is there.
That was Basil John reporting.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, it's nice to see the sunshine out there this afternoon, but we are starting to see a little more cloud cover begin to work in. We take a live look with our SkyTrack camera now in downtown Beloit. Our skies are mostly cloudy. This ahead of another weak system that'll pass mostly to the west and northwest of us, but we are starting to see a couple of light radar returns now show up over parts of northwest Illinois, eastern Iowa. Atmosphere is pretty dry, so it is going to take a little time before we actually see some rain showers move in. So I think our evening going to stay mostly dry. We'll start to see a couple of light showers, may mix in with a few snow pellets along and north of the state line after about 9 or 10 o'clock this evening. Not expecting much for any accumulation, about 1/10 of an inch or so of rainfall coming down, and any mixed precipitation staying mostly confined to the north. This will move out of here by about 2-3 o'clock tomorrow morning, leaving our mostly dry sky here as we head towards early tomorrow once the sun does come up. So notice as we start to get closer to about 11 o'clock, we've got some lighter showers beginning to move in. Temperatures, I should say, for the most part are going to stay above that freezing mark. And then again, by about 3 o'clock tomorrow morning, most of this is out of here. We're in the mid-30s for tomorrow. Winds will kind of shift back around from the east and then to the west. Well, we may start off with some cloud cover tomorrow morning. We should actually see more sunshine for the afternoon. That'll bring our temperature into the 50s for Wednesday. So a nice quiet start to the month of March. So March coming in like a lamb, right? As the old saying goes. A little more cloud cover going into Thursday. Cold front comes through, so temperatures will be about 10 degrees colder Thursday afternoon. Then there's another system we've got to pay attention to here as we look towards the end of the week. Right now numbers sit at 46 in Rockford, Rochelle, 45 currently in Freeport. Our weather watcher Mike in Forston checking in with 46 degrees. We've got cloud cover out there. No rain, no snow today. That'll change again a little bit for the night tonight. Our weather watcher Terry in Genoa, 47, relative humidity at 64%, and a light easterly breeze now at about 5 miles per hour. 34, that's where we'll head for the overnight tonight. You've got those showers moving in late, a little mix there up to the north. 53 by the afternoon. Westerly winds will gust in at times at around 20 miles per hour, so it does get a little windy tomorrow. Tomorrow, of course, is the beginning of meteorological spring, the 3-month period of March, April, and May, where we tend to see our highest climb in temperatures. Average high at the beginning of the month, 39 degrees. By the end of the month, though, average high jumps up to 54. And of course, we continue to see the upward swing with our temperatures through April and then eventually getting into May as well. Now, with that, however, we might not necessarily feel so spring-like as we look a little bit further to the end of the week. Area of low pressure, another strong one passing to the south of us, could put us in a favored area where we might see a little more wintry weather. And this would include the chance for maybe some rain showers mixed in with some mixed precipitation that could include some sleet or freezing rain, and then potentially some snowfall on the backside of that. And the potential is there for some accumulating snow by Friday afternoon and Friday evening. So that is going to be one to watch, but our temperatures will climb through the 40s as we look towards the weekend and then into early next week.
Now sports with sports director Scott Lever.
And the Blackhawks have been chipping away at the core of their dynasty for the past few seasons. Today they took a sledgehammer to it by trading Patrick Kane to the Rangers. Kane goes where he wanted to go. Now he can play again alongside Artemi Panarin in New York. In the trade, the Blackhawks will receive 2 high draft picks. One is a second-round pick that could improve to a first-round pick if the Rangers reach the Eastern Conference Finals this season. The other is a 4th-round pick this year. Kane is the second leading scorer in Blackhawks history. He's been with the team his entire career since he was drafted 1st overall in 2007. His legacy, of course, includes 3 Stanley Cups with the Blackhawks. The Bears hope to have a franchise-changing draft this April, and this week they're getting a good look at some of the draft candidates at the draft combine in Indianapolis. Started today and it runs through Sunday. Ryan Poles there will decide how best to use the Bears draft picks. He says even though Justin Fields is his guy at quarterback, he'll still be watching closely the quarterbacks at the combine.
That's the plan right now, and like I said, we're going to do our homework on this class, and if something changes, and again, I'll just use the same statement, we got to be blown away to say, you know what, I think this is best for our organization. Justin did some really good things. I'm excited about where his game's going to go, but at the same time, when you sit in our situation at 1 overall, you have to do your due diligence. You have to investigate everything.
And when it comes to the Packers, the draft is secondary to the topic of Aaron Rodgers. Brian Gutekunst says he hasn't had much conversation with Rodgers yet.
Not yet. No, I mean, we've, changed some texts and things like that, but we haven't had a chance to speak yet. We're going through our process as normal. So obviously free agency is coming up here. That's an important, part of what we're doing. So it'd be nice to have some answers before then. But until we have any conversations, we're still in a good spot.
The Bulls play in Toronto tonight. Fred VanVleet is expected to play for the Raptors. He missed their last 3 games while he became a father again for the 3rd time. Cubs had their first major problem in the spring. Seiya Suzuki has a strained oblique in his side. He'll miss the upcoming World Baseball Classic. He was hoping to suit up in that for Japan. The Cubs are not sure if he'll be able to go for the start of the regular season.
First Warning Interactive Radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and More. We'll see a couple of light showers move in late tonight. This will be after sunset. We've got cloud cover out there right now. Still pretty dry to see much of that reach the ground just yet. But about 1/10 of an inch or so of precipitation coming in here during the overnight. This will be out of here by tomorrow morning. Could be a little mix up to the north. 53 with some sunshine by the afternoon. Keeping an eye on our next system though by Friday afternoon.
All right. Thanks, Candace.
Thank you for spending some time with us. Stay safe.